Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to talk about a couple different stories, but they're all going to share one common theme, and that is ignorance. So we're going to cover different subjects that so-called progressive Twitter users will weigh in on, and they will demonstrate their willful ignorance of the subject or their choice to not even do basic research before making their opinion public. But you know what else would be ignorant? Not taking advantage of this weekend's Advanced GG sale. So if you use the code REVSAYS30, you'll get 30% off your entire order made through Advanced GG. Now, that sale ends tonight, so take advantage of it while you still can. And in case you miss that deal, or you simply want my starter kit, the starter kit has been restocked. And if you miss, like I said, if you miss the 30% off, you can still use my code REVSAYS for 10% off when it returns to normal on Monday. But we're going to start off once again with the VTuber Rune, who really deserves a free parking spot on this channel because we've been covering her non-stop recently. But she's been involved, like the face of a lot of drama involving lolly VTubers based on this clip she posted to Twitter, where, to sum it up quickly, she said that lolly VTubers have been a part of the VTubing scene since its inception, and lolly VTubers aren't going anywhere, and you should just leave them alone to make content in peace. Now, a lot of people come forward to say two things. Number one, that Kizuna Ai was actually the first VTuber, and that she isn't a lolly or lolicon, and also that she wasn't the first VTuber, but we're going to address this claim first. Now, to say that Kizuna Ai was the first VTuber is a very accurate statement. Now, some people, like I said, will go on to say that Kizuna Ai technically wasn't the first because there was other virtual YouTubers before Kizuna Ai. Well, if you want to make that very stringent argument about virtual YouTuber, who was the first virtual YouTuber, you could apply that so broadly that you'd probably end up with Annoying Orange being the first virtual YouTuber. Okay, I think that's a ridiculous argument. When we say Kizuna Ai being the first virtual YouTuber, the first VTuber, we mean she was the first one to make a global impact. When Kizuna Ai rose through the ranks, and she did it very quickly, she started off in Japan, and I don't think anyone involved realized the global impact she would have. Very quickly, I remember watching this happening in real time. People very quickly grabbed onto the concept, and people were making fan subs of all of her videos, providing English translations for her videos, and eventually they must have realized that it was very popular in different languages, so Kizuna Ai's videos came in multiple languages in the subtitles. And she blew up very, very fast and became a global presence, even got a collab with PewDiePie. She was a very big deal. So it is very fair to say she is the first VTuber to really make a global impact and help bring VTubing into the West. Now, people like this claim that Kizuna Ai was not a lolly or a lolicon. And of course, she was not a lolly, but there is plenty of evidence that shows that either she was possibly a lolicon herself, but at the very least, she was okay with lolicon. It was something that was featured on her channel. So let's play a quick clip that will dismantle many of these people's arguments about Kizuna Ai.
ね、見て見て、なんででも可愛い幼女なんですよ。ロリッコ。一部ではロリダークソウルとも呼ばれているとかいないとかめちゃくちゃ可愛い。あ、待ってこの角度。いいですね。パンツじゃなくてもいいですよ。あとロリコンなんだよね。
あ、そうですね。はい。そこまで知れ渡ってるんだな。
どう ?5 歳。
でもなんか、精神性も体もなんか5歳じゃないじゃないですか。しかも AI だし。ね。
なるほどね。見た目のロリが大事ってこと
So yeah, based on those clips, I think it's very obvious that, at the very least, Kizuna Ai was okay with lolly and lolicon as a concept, and to see people like this dragging up her name after all of these years as some sort of example of the VTube scene never being about lolly or lolicon just shows how little they know about these topics, and yet they feel so emboldened to make their opinion on it to the support of many, when in reality their whole claim could be disproven with like 2 seconds of research. But we move on to our next subject, some more ignorance. This is an artist that keeps popping up on my timeline, and every time they make a take, it is a stinker. This time they said the Tolkien knew what he was doing when he was writing this. So it is a panel from Lord of the Rings, and in this scene, basically, it's an interaction between Frodo and Sam is being very empathetic and nurturing to his friend, and ends it with a kiss on the forehead. Now, of course, what they're implying with all of this is that there is something more to this relationship, that this is somehow proving that there's a gay relationship between these characters. So, right off the bat, let's establish that Tolkien was a very conservative Christian, so I don't really think this is his intent in any way, shape, or form. But besides that, this whole concept of tenderness between male friends being a sign of queerness is very strange. Okay, like, friendship is not sexual. This is not sexual. Anyone who thinks this is sexual is a coomer. And it's kind of sad. It shows that people don't have any sort of an acknowledgement of what friendship looks like between two males. I swear to God, these types of comments about things like this, it reminds me of like those like homophobic high school bullies who see two men hugging and they think that's gay. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's sad. It's really sad that people think any sort of display of tenderness between male friends is a sign of something romantic or sexual. It's really sad. And, you know, for people who think they're so progressive to say things like this, yeah, pretty bad. And, you know, if the whole fact it has about 1 like for every 10,000 views isn't sign enough that it's bad, I don't know what else is. But we'll move on to the next one. So not only is it gay for men to be friends and be tender towards one another, apparently it's also gay to like women. Yeah, this user saying, if you're attracted to her, you're a latent homosexual. Sorry, I don't make the rules. So it's a little censored because, you know, this is YouTube, but basically she is a fit woman with the abs covered up. Unfortunately, YouTube is weird about a certain amount of skin showing. But yeah, this is a tweet with a pretty good amount of support and some controversy as well. So it's kind of like, you know, the typical, fellas, is it gay to be attracted to women? That's kind of the standard we're working with these days. I don't know, but I brought this up not only just because it's obvious that this is a ridiculous take, but also someone in the replies brought up this. This is golden, okay? I have to disagree. She doesn't break the Chun-Li rule. Legs bigger than torso, marginally so, but still so. Verdict? No latent homo. But if abs get any thicker, Okay, first of all, Chun-Li being like a test for this sort of thing, fair enough. Like, if you're not into this, I don't know what else, you know, you clearly don't like women. That's just my opinion. But, you know, feel free to disagree. But this Chun-Li rule is something that is so bizarre and so beautiful at the same time. I don't know if this is trolling or what. But you know what? Nonetheless, I am going to insert the Chun-Li rule into my vocabulary. It's going to be a part of everything I use in the future. And you know what? You learn a little bit every day. And now we have this new standard to work with. Isn't that beautiful, guys? But please let me know if you agree or disagree with my 2 takes involving this. So we're going to move on to some more ignorance. This time, it's a little bit complicated. So apparently there was an image of some celebrity wearing a swastika on their shirt. And it was supposed to be like, some people were saying it was worn on purpose to be edgy because it's a part of the punk scene of the time. Well, this user, who has since deactivated, said, yo, actual punk here. A lot of Buddhists have abandoned the swastika because of what the Nazis did. But there are differences in the symbols. The Nazi swastika is tilted. Punks don't wear this stuff. We're not punks to be edgy or offensive. So first of all, no punk in the history of the world has ever said, I'm a punk. Alright, they say it about 3 times in this tweet, trying to reiterate that I'm a punk, I'm a rebel, I'm different. And you know what, I think punks do want to be edgy and offensive. I think that kind of comes with the whole title. But they're talking about symbols that that look similar to the Nazi swastika. So this user would quote retweet it. You can see that their account doesn't exist anymore. But they would say, I live in Japan, and if you hate swastika and don't study the symbol, please don't come here. This is a sign of the Buddhist temples in Japan. And if you believed what that punk said, this would look like a map of Nazi Germany. But in reality, that symbol right there is the Manji, which is signs of Buddhist temples, right? And that comes with virtually zero research, zero effort. And people like that are falsely claiming that Buddhists have abandoned the symbol because of what the Nazis did, which I think is the greatest form of, like, they say things like cultural appropriation or taking an innocent symbol and making it something bad, right? So a lot of these progressive people have viewed any sort of symbol that slightly resembles a swastika as something that needs to be abandoned because basically the Nazis made all these things bad, that now they're associated instantly with Nazis, which is incredibly small-minded. These things have existed long before the Nazis did, and yet they're expected to drop their similar-looking symbols because of what they did. That is somehow a progressive thing, and it shows just, again, willful ignorance and a lack of research because, again, these things could have been remedied by a very quick Google search. And these people just don't care, and it's really sad. It's a really sad thing to see, and it's becoming a very popular thing to cancel people over East Asian symbols that resemble the Nazi swastika, despite, doing this while ignoring any historical context or any sort of research that would prove these things are not related to Nazis. And it's ridiculous. But that was a whole lot of depressing and ignorant things. I wanted to end this video with something positive. ReZero is getting a third season. Yes, that is a hell of a turnaround on this video. We're going to end positive. ReZero got a season 3 announcement yesterday, and obviously a lot of people are very excited about this. It was something that was already leaked, so I don't think it shocked a whole lot of people, but it is on the way, and that's obviously very exciting. It's going to be adapting the Arc 5 and Arc 6, and it'll be good. I mean, first 2 seasons are obviously very successful, and people have been waiting for this day, and many thought it wouldn't happen, so here it is. Congratulations to ReZero fans. You got the Season 3. Now, if we can just get No Game, No Life Season 2, I think we're all going to be happy. But nonetheless, that's going to do it for this video. Please let me know all of your thoughts about these subjects in the comments section down below. I know it's a very divisive and deep set of topics, but feel free to share your opinions on it. I'd like to hear it. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.